want to support the platform just in case anything like this happens again, you can do it by way of PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and also by the Anchor. And you can also further support the platform by way of going to the Teespring store or the shoe store that is located in the comment section below.
You doing that to a girl
True.
is some corny.
I can see that.
You being
That is
Michael
true.
B. Jordan today during your highlight week, you've probably never been more visible than you are right this second. And that's what you do to her. And if I bring back them white girl rumors, then it's going to sound even crazier. Then it's going to sound crazier. Because why you talking to our sisters like that on the red carpet? What's corny of him to speak to that girl like that?
I'm not disagreeing. I would have made
Michael B. Jordan, that's why I call you corny.
Off air. I would have made a joke off air like, word.
Hey, Creed.
You know
Hey,
what
what's
I'm
his
saying?
name?
I wouldn't have did that in front.
In case you were confused, that corny you did is why I think you corny.
Yeah.
In case you were off a little bit as to why you keep thinking that money hides corny.
You know, the funniest thing is when I originally covered this, I didn't really think that the whole thing about Michael B. Jordan, the main topic, that it would be, all over social media. And this is pretty much what a lot of people want to talk about. I just thought it was going to be a one and done thing, do a few videos. But yet, here we are on probably the fourth video that I'm about to actually do directly on this topic. And the issue that I'm having with it is like Joe Budden is one of the main people that is, off and on been directly in the limelight for negative reasons because he says off the wall things and he's done some off the wall things. And he also has, has had allegations directly in his vicinity by way of women that he was either dating or connected to. But yet this is the one that wants to quote unquote put on the cape and speak up for black women. We're not going to look at Joe Budden's history, but all right, no problem. That's cool. No, again, no problem. People can, champion whatever it is that they want to decide to champion. But this take that he decided to do is totally left field, along with the people that were co-signing him, aka the Yes Men. Because when Joe Budden was speaking, you had everybody there basically okaying and agreeing. Nobody wanted to disagree. Again, this is the guy that is the money. He's the guy that is paying everybody else, allowing them on a platform, yada, 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 all that other type of good stuff. So you're going to have people that are afraid to, in a sense, give a opposite opinion, like the same, hard opposite opinion that he basically gave. You're going to have other people, in a sense, afraid to do that, right? Because they don't want to, bite the hand that feeds them. But all of them are literally agreeing, including there was a woman that was there too. All of them are, in a sense, agreeing that what Michael B. Jordan did was completely incorrect. It was wrong. It was corny. It should have never have happened. And people wanted to give their own examples of how it is that they would have done it or how it is that it should have been done off camera and all this other type of stuff. And then double, triple, quadrupled, down on quote unquote the reason why it is that Michael B. Jordan is corny. But, let me just go back over the information because I swear that a lot of people just make topics, just say a lot of things just for the sake of saying a lot of things. And to fully correct what it is that Joe Budden said, you know what, let's just go into the footage.
You know what I really think deep down inside? I think that Michael B. Jordan is just like a nice, corny guy. And I don't mean that as a slight, right? I mean, we all know that the nice, corny guys treat you the best.
You know, it's so crazy. I went to school with Michael B. Jordan at a point in life, and we went to Chad Science together in Newark. And to be honest with you, we teased him all the damn time because his name was Michael Jordan. Let's start there. And he was no Michael Jordan. And then he also would come to school with headshots. And back then, that was like in the hood. We lived in Newark.
Yeah.
Like that's the hood. You know what I mean? So we would make fun of him, like, what you gonna do with your little stupid headshots? Like, and now look at him.
Now look at him. He got that Black Panther money.
Well, yeah, I didn't exactly.
He gives me cookie cutter, and the only time I hung out with Michael B is like in LA, like at Shay's house, and he's always just very like, he's just cool. I
He
think
too rich to have to be hood now. Like you
Right.
just be, boy, if you don't take your millions and go to Hermes and get some stock. I missed
boy,
I
you could
missed
have been.
it. I could have been in the aquarium swimming with the fishes, but
with
you
your
know,
Hermes stock or whatever.
and,
No,
yeah. Instead, I'm swimming in Mexico by myself, child. But anyway,
A few moments later.
so shall we got Michael B. Jordan, the director and the star of Creed 3. And you know, we know each other. We go way back all the way to Chad Science in Newark, okay?
The corny kid, right?
No, I did not say that. Misquoted for sure. No, you did not hear me say. I said we used to make fun of the name, but yeah, he is obviously killing things out here. How was the difference between you actually directing and working with the same people that you were directed with versus?
It was awesome. You know, it's a family vibe. Last nine years of my life, I spent on the Creed films. They're very supportive. You know, Tessa, Felicia, Rashad, Wood Harris, people that see me grow up. And for the fact that I stepped behind the camera and finally got a chance to direct them, they loved it, they embraced it, and it was a wonderful experience.
And was it difficult for you mentally because you're coming out of a different space?
I didn't know he was doing the athletic gear. I mean, I was staying in it. This is about y'all. This ain't about me.
Isn't this the sexiest man show off right here? Who's the sexiest man? Because now who's the sexiest man? Because I thought you said you're on the way up. He might be the one right now.
This is the one. This is the one right here. Yeah. See this?
So is it a tie?
Ain't no tie. We don't compete. Yeah, we don't compete.
Two number ones. Batman and Batman. Or should I? Oh, no, can't say that.
Superman and Superman.
Superman and Superman, sorry.
Good luck with that.
Love you, bro.
Okay, so you also are going to do a new film with Will Smith very soon coming up. Is the rumor out there?
Not sure. We're still working on the script. You know, that's something that I plan on doing in the future. Not sure when, you know, with these movies. I'm just trying to get through this project.
Right,
When I get finished with this one, then I'll figure out what's going on next.
And how is it filming in Atlanta?
It was amazing. I've done 4 or 5 films down here, shot a couple television shows, so Atlanta's a second home to me, and I love coming down here to shoot.
Favorite restaurant here?
Oh, man. Whatever hotel I'm in, their restaurant.
Well, you're not corny anymore.
All right, so let me get this straight, right? So we heard all 3 clips. We heard what Joe Budden had to state, and we heard L'Oreal's comments on both sides, right? So in a 2021 interview, she was getting interviewed by another woman. The woman sat up there and stated that Michael B. Jordan is a good type of corny. We know that the corny guys will take care of us, all this other type of stuff, yada, 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 right? So did you hear L'Oreal basically try to refute that? Try to stop that woman from stating that he's not corny? No. What did she decide to do? She doubled down. She was like, let me agree with you. Let me sit up there and show you why I agree with your statement and why it is that you're correct. Well, I went to high school with him or school with him. And during that time, you know, first of all, his name was Michael Jordan. It wasn't Michael B. Jordan. It was Michael Jordan. Let's just start there, right? Clowning him, making fun of him, trying to call him lame or square due to the fact of his name. Right. And then wanted to go a step further, doubling down on that by basically stating, well, we all know that he wasn't looking like and he wasn't no type of Michael Jordan at all, and yada, yada, yada. And then he would bring these stupid headshots. So, you know, we were in the hood and going to school there, and, you know, he would bring these stupid headshots and we would sit up there and tease him and yada, yada, yada. What you going to do with those stupid headshots and da, 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 and all the other type of stuff. And then when the same woman who called him corny brought up the fact of, well, you know, those stupid headshots basically got him somewhere, L'Oreal basically started stuttering. You know, the hamster fell off the wheel. She was like, well, yeah, you know, I could have sat up there and been living a good life basically off of his money. And that's what she stated. She didn't state that he would be a good man, a good boyfriend, a good fiance, a good husband, a good lifelong partner, a good father. She didn't state any of those qualities that women naturally look for in men. She was just solely stating the money. And then what did she state? Well, you know, now I'm sitting up here in Mexico swimming with the fishes. Huh. Ain't that something? But we're going to overlook that, right? Because Joe Budden said what she didn't originally say corny. But let's go back to what was stated in that 2021 conversation. One woman stated that he was corny. L'Oreal, the woman that interviewed Michael B. Jordan, concurred. She agreed, and she further solidified the opinion of the original person that was interviewing her by doubling down on that and giving her own experiences to validate that woman's opinion. Then we go to the interview that just recently happened on the red carpet dealing with Creed. What took place? You sat up there and heard her try to, oh, well, you know, we go way back and all that. No, you don't. You made fun of him. You teased him in school because you thought it was all fun and games at that time. You couldn't have imagined, you weren't even in the thought process of him being the Michael B. Jordan that he is today, with all of the hard work and dedication that he has basically put forth, right? So then he caught you. He was like, yeah, I heard the interview that you basically did. I remember it. And, you basically said it. Right? He was like, no, 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 you heard it. I heard you. She was like, no, no, I didn't sit up there and say that I'm being misrepresented. Right? He was like, all right, whatever. So then she asked her question, and respectfully, he responded and gave her an interview that she wanted. And then what did she do after that interview? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me get back to the other part that didn't get listed by Joe Budden. When it came time for another part of the interview to take place, you had the other brother that's in Creed, who's also playing Kane, Jonathan Majors. He showed up, gave him a dap and all this, other type of stuff. And then she tried to switch it to try to get away from that. She was like, "Oh, I thought you were like the sexiest man," and all this other type of stuff. Like, who are you talking about? And they were both, sitting up there like looking at each other and whatnot. And they were both giving each other props, like, no, he's coming to like, this the man, oh, this the man right here, stuff like that, which is dope. Brothers coming together, supporting each other. And then she was like, maybe I should say Batman and Batman. And you were like, no, Superman and Superman. Right. And then that's when he gave him his props, and he, in a sense, pointed towards Michael B. Jordan, because Michael B. Jordan is working on something dealing with, Superman. He wants to bring that to fruition. Right. And then after, that whole interview, what did she say, class? She was like, well, you're not corny no more. So that basically takes out whatever she stated, because there were two people here that stated that she didn't say corny. One was L'Oreal, right? She stated during the first part of the interview she never called him corny. Well, guess what? You just did at the end of that interview. And then Joe Budden also said that she never called him corny. Well, guess what? She concurred, solidified, and validated the interviewer's interpretation of Michael B. Jordan. And that's the same woman who basically said, I was only around him, once or maybe a couple of times at a party, and he was cool. Even when she gave that, it was still a jab, because he's not that guy, right? He's just cool. He's like, come on, man. People can't even give compliments, right? But anyways, like I said, Joe Budden doesn't want to, in a sense, see everything for specifically what it is, which I find very interesting. And then the other thing that he basically stated, he was like, yo, Michael B, that was corny. How you going to do that to one of our women?
And wait a minute. Do y'all see what I see?
Now, when I specifically look at this, I can clearly see that her last name is Torres, right? And it states that she is Asian and Puerto Rican. So I'm a little bit confused on where Joe Budden is talk about our women. Excuse me? Where does it say that she's Black American? Where does it say FBA or any of the other things that we tend to, where does it say that she's black? Excuse me? Excuse me? And I'm talking about specifics. I'm not talking about somebody speaking this. I'm talking about if I happen to look at somebody's state ID, driver's license, whatever it is, if it does not say African American, Black American, whatever it is what it is. So again, I'm just trying to figure out where's Joe Budden talking about our women? Because any woman that I've ever sat up there and known has always had on their identification, or how it is that they basically speak about themselves. They speak about themselves as a Black woman. They identify themselves as a Black woman. If anybody were to say otherwise, they would sit up there and correct them. If they were to have, some type of fame and to have a bio directly up here, it would say that they are a Black woman, Black American, African American. It would say any of those things or all of them at the same time. This at no point in time says any of that. Yeah. Again, I'm just a little bit confused, but from another perspective, I get it. For him as content, if he says anything wild, anything that's opposite of what anybody else is basically stating, he's going to sit up there and get views. That's pretty much what he's known for. He's not known for agreeing with people or, saying, all this other type of stuff. He's known pretty much for this. This is why he has a podcast. This is why he's able to make the money that he is able to make, because he says things that are opposite of what everybody else, in a sense, states, and he'll have people that will subscribe to his platform and agree with his opinion, which is completely cool. Like I said, he's speaking to his people. I get it. I 100% get it. But to, in a sense, do it like this to a black man, and this is the funny part. You're doing this to a black dude, labeling him corny, and you know he's never done anything to a black woman. He ain't never put hands. He ain't never done any of those negative things that a lot of male rappers have done. You're not going to speak on them, though. You're not going to sit up there and voice your opinion and talk about how many black male rappers that we got that have had accusations or actual charges against them for doing things against actual black women, harming them, maiming them, whatever you want to sit up there and call it. You're not going to call that out. You're not going to speak on that. You're not going to call that corny, call that lame. You're not going to bring any judgment on that. You're going to make sure to stay away from that because you're not trying to see the smoke from those guys and the people that they sit up there and roll with. So what do you sit up there and do as Joe Budden, right? Tough guy Joe Budden. You're going to sit up here and go after somebody that you feel that you got something directly over. Joe Budden more than likely feels that he can easily take Michael B. Jordan physically. He knows that Michael B. Jordan more than likely isn't going to respond, so that makes it 10 times easier. I'm sorry, 100 times more easier to do. And again, Michael B. Jordan pretty much ain't going to give it no type of light. Now, it'd be different if Joe Budden was trying to do an interview and he said this directly to Michael B. Jordan. It'd be a whole different type of scenario. And I can promise you it would. It'll be a whole different, type of scenario, a whole different type of energy. But hey, it is what it is. He got his podcast. He's making his money, bringing in the big bucks, and people love it.